Maybe we should put Vijay as the coach of the women's cricket team.
Good morning, coach.
Sattama.
Good morning, coach. Good morning, coach.
பிகின்ல வந்து சாக்கர் ஜெயிக்க வச்ச மாதிரி இங்க கிரிக்கெட் ரியல் லைஃப்ல ஜெயிக்க வைக்க முடியுமோ என்னமோ.
And Brumra. Rara.
Rara.
Huh?
Correct.
What a spell.
Yeah.
Okay.
Welcome to another episode of the Couch Coaches, and this time we're going to be doing cricket this week. We have quite a lot of content. India, South Africa இருக்கு, Pakistan, Australia இருக்கு, என்னெல்லாமோ இருக்கு. So Priyesh, why don't you introduce the session?
Welcome to another episode of cricket this week. I think this is the first episode in the new year which we are recording. So happy new year to all our returning viewers and first time viewers. We are going to structure this episode as red ball, white ball, women's cricket and kasamasa
நீ நினைக்கிற மாதிரிலாம் ஒண்ணும் இல்ல.
as usual. And for the first part of the red ball, we will touch upon the recently concluded South Africa India series and Australia Pakistan series. So up to over to you, Rama. South Africa என்ன பொட்டலும் பண்டோமா?
I mean, big expectations. We thought we are going to go there, win the series.
Final frontier. That's what
Final
they
frontier. Correct. ஆனால் ஏதோ போனோம், 1-1 அட்லீஸ்ட் ஆச்சு. We will take solace at that. First test when it started, man, I thought what's happening. First innings வந்து சும்மா பசங்க சறுக்கின்னு போயிருந்தாங்க, என்ன போகும்னே தெரியாது. And our man Mr. KL Rahul stepped up, scored a good century. But
அதுக்கு முன்னாடி அன்னையன் showed his form with the Kohli. That was a very, very good counter punch.
And I mean, I think Rahul played well. I think we were discussing, will India score 200, let's score 220 and 243 or something like that they scored, which was actually, we thought was a good innings. And then Dean Elgar, man, that guy, I think farewell series for him, he's always been like super grit. பையன் வந்து சும்மா வச்சா அசைக்க முடியலன்னு சொல்லி scored like 185. And obviously Australia, I mean South Africa, திருப்பி ஆஸ்திரேலியானே வருது பாரு, தோத்து South Africa won the first test. Then the second test, interesting, here is where சும்மா பொட்டலாம், right? 55 all out in the first innings, which was
in the
like
first session.
And then India started well.
And Siraj was on fire like Hyderabadi biryani. Summer spell, 9 overs or 10 overs on the dot, 6-4 something, summer spell.
Correct. And I think your prediction about his biryani came back with all spice. Very true. Then India started well in the 153 for 4, 153 for 5, 153 for 6. அப்படியே லைனா they just got, I don't know what happened, right? And இது வந்து Shastri had made a comment saying that if you went to go take a dump and you just came back and the game innings was over, which is so true. That was actually interesting. I don't know what happened there. It was like, it's a record for what it's worth.
Yeah.
I think it ended well, right? Because then South Africa came back and batted, but India had to chase like 90 odd, which they sort of managed to do. But then it brings this controversy, right? In 2 days, 2 நாள்ல வந்து சும்மா உள்ள போனாங்க, டக்குன்னு பசங்களை பார்த்தா வெளில வந்துட்டாங்க. என்னடா ஆச்சுன்னா படம் முடிஞ்சிது அப்படின்ட்டாங்க, 5 நாள் இல்லப்பான்னு. So that was interesting. So your thoughts on these kinds of pitches when test matches end in like couple of days?
Before we go to it, statistics wise, it is the fastest test result in the history of the game, according to the balls bowled.
Yeah.
And Dean Elgar, who had a fantastic series and career, he and another batsman got out in both innings on a single day. That is also a record. Okay.
Yeah.
அந்த மாதிரி so the pitch வந்து HCG Soma Sundaram cricket if you see there will be a lot of pitches. Okay. And fourth division team or third division team rowed and they practices.
குரு டீம் ஆடிட்டு இருப்பாங்க.
ஆமா குருஸ் டீம். And then other pitches எப்படி வரும்னு தெரியாது அந்த மாதிரி. But the controversy is, if you say the ODI World Cup final, which was poor, then what is this?
Right.
They gave dissatisfactory or something for this pitch. So Rowett and the team asked the right questions after the match. Show me how you rate. Give me the tracker, okay, and we will see what is the right and wrong for everything. Okay.
Yep.
You can't sit with the 4 umpire and the match referee and say what it is.
Yeah.
Okay. Show the teams how you are rating a pitch. So I think they have to change and not anglify India. So
Correct.
that is the prachna, because they are not able to cope up with our power of growth of cricket.
Yeah.
That is and if we had lost that, then they would have complained that we are sore losers, but we won.
Correct.
And as Rohit said, we are up to any challenge, but the benchmark on how you rate the pitches should be good.
Correct. Yeah, one is definitely the criteria. The second part is this notion that if you have a spinning track and the game ends really fast and it starts spinning from day one, it's a problem, which is what Rohit mentioned. But if it's going to be a pace bowling attack, ஆனா அது மட்டும் ஆனா ஓகே. இது வந்து விக்ரம் வேதா படத்துல வந்து எனக்கான ரத்தம் உனக்கான தக்காளி சட்னியான்னு கேக்குற மாதிரி இருக்கு.
உங்களுக்கு வந்தா ரத்தம், எங்களுக்கு வந்தா தக்காளி சட்னியா?
It shouldn't really matter. See, like you said, if the criteria is set, the benchmark is set, whether it is like a spinning track or it's going to be a pace bowling track, swinging, or it's going to be a batsman track, as long as it fits with the criteria, then it's all good. So that was great.
And
about the centuries, right? I mean, you spoke about Elgar and how he has really played over the years.
I liked Markram's century in the second test. What a century.
Correct.
But I think Rohit showed the way in the first innings that was the only way to play, because one ball has your number, which what we don't know. So go and attack. That was the game plan. And Markram's innings was very good. Maybe if they had scored another 30 or 40, 130 to chase would have been
Correct.
difficult. So, and Brumrah,
Correct.
What a spell.
Yeah.
Okay. And I think he blew them away in the second innings, where they had a sort of partnership. He came and blew them away. So it was a very good test match for him also. But the funny thing is, they called Siraj for the man of the match or player of the match interview, and Bumrah came to translate what he's talking in Hindi. And the first question he answered in his broken English. So Bumrah said, "Why am I here?" Talk in Hindi, I will translate. That was good to see.
I think the series was 1-1, but I do think they should have had a practice game before. They should have
or a 3-match series.
Yes, I think both actually. Because a practice game would have made sure that சரி வந்தோம் சும்மா வந்து இது படம் டைலாக் மாதிரி அப்படியே பெட்ல நின்று அப்படியே டைலாக் சொல்ற மாதிரி பசங்க ரொம்ப ஓபி அடிச்ச மாதிரி இருந்தது. You would have been a much better condition. You'll know what the conditions are. And then to your point, obviously, all these in the 2 game or 4 game series, I don't get it. Just I know that the weather can play havoc and you never know what will happen. But அதனால வந்து ரிசல்ட் வரும்னு பார்த்தா ஸ்டார்டிங்லேயே just have like a 3 game or a 5 game series, which is what we are used to watching, right? I don't know what has changed over the years.
And I think basically this series, the SA20 is starting today, the 10th, when we are recording this video. So if they had a 3-match series, they had to push the SA20, which was a great success for them last year. And no big cricketers are playing for the series against New Zealand, which South Africa are going now. Everybody is playing in the SA20. So maybe that's the reason, and maybe I don't know. I mean, panno, do. That's all it is.
Money.
பணம் பத்தும் செய்யும். True. Okay. So now from one red ball to another red ball, from one farewell to another farewell, let's talk about the Australia-Pakistan Test series. So your
and
call
in the southern hemisphere also. So from South Africa to Australia. So first we touch upon the first text last episode, which I will link here. But second and third test, Pat Cummins took a 5-4 in 3 innings in the row. Okay. And he's come on leaps and bounds in the last 2 years as a bowler and a captain. And he can also bat, which we have seen in the World Cup. So that was good. And then I think Pushpa farewell, and it was good to see him make runs. It wasn't a flop. He had a decent series. And last 2 tests, Mitch Marsh counter-attacked Pakistan when Australia was in trouble. That was the best to see. And they were saying Cam Green is the next biggest thing. Now you can't get into the side because of Mitch Marsh, and he's fit. So that was the thing. And as usual, I don't know where they produced the fast bowlers in Pakistan. Every series, you pick up something on the Murray, they produce so many fast bowlers who are ready for international cricket and bowl 140 plus regularly. So kudos to them for that.
See, it's always been that way, right? பஞ்சாபுக்கு இந்த சைடு பார்த்தா பசங்க இப்படி போடுறாங்க, இந்த பக்கம் வந்து ஹர்ஷதீப் சிங் இருக்கான். So there are a few people now for India. But back to the series, right? And what a Cinderella ending for Warner. Great career, and he's been like definitely, like you said, Pushpa. We will miss him. And ending in front of his home ground and winning 3-0 is always something that people look out for. About Cummins, ஐபிஎல்ல கிடைச்ச பணத்தை இங்க வந்து வேலையை காட்டுறான். ஆனா அங்க என்ன பண்ண போறான்னு தெரியாது. And I think you called out his maturity as a captain, as well as even his batting style. When you have your partner who can go heavy, and you are still able to play the 10 of 70 balls and look at the larger picture, it tells you the kind of mental maturity you have, and you're looking at the end picture of winning the game for your country. So overall, I think great outing by Australia to win 3-0.
One thing that Babar had a poor series. Rizwan came back and he showed what class he has. The only thing for Babar is in his shirt, every Pakistani signed and gave it to Warner as a farewell gift. Was Babar's T-shirt. I don't know why Babar's T-shirt, but that was the only silver lining for Babar in this series. Um, and he lost his captaincy in this series, and he didn't fare well also. So we will see what happens to Babar.
கோச்
And
வேற ரிசைன் பண்ணிட்டான். ஐ டோன்ட் நோ இஃப் யூ சா கோச்
oh,
வந்து ஆமா பாகிஸ்தான் கோச் ரிசைன்ட் அண்ட் நோ இஸ் கான் பேக் டு கிளாமகான் இஸ் வாட் ஐ சா. ஸோ அல்டிமேட்லி ஒரே தடியா வந்து பாகிஸ்தான் லாட் ஆஃப் சேஞ்சஸ் ஆர் டிபிக்கலி எக்ஸ்பெக்டட். கும்பலோட கோவிந்தா மேபி.
maybe they would not have allowed him back in Pakistan. So he took the flight to England. And the மாதிரி. So that is the wrap for the red ball. For the white ball, we will go touch upon the New Zealand Bangladesh series. Over to you, Rama.
நான் சொன்னேன்ல பங்களாதேஷ் இஸ் அ கிரேட் டீம். நான் வந்து வேர்ல்ட் கப்லேயே சொல்லியிருந்தேன் இந்த மாதிரி இது பண்ணுவாங்க அது பண்ணுவாங்கன்னு. பட் எனிவே ஜோக்ஸ் அபார்ட், the 2020 series was an interesting one where see playing in New Zealand is always tough conditions, and if teams are able to go there and pose a challenge, and as we have always said, New Zealand is a great team. So the 2020 series, Bangladesh won 2-0, which is like good to see them winning overseas. And one of the key games, number paiyan Santner got like a man of the match award, CSK boy, and he scored, I think he got 4 wickets and scored a good 18 odd. Then the ODI, I know that the Kiwis came back and they scored they won the series 2-1. The last one was a weird game where I think they got Potlon. Maybe the Potlon theme carries over from red ball to white ball here too. And they were like 98 all out, but they won the series, which was interesting.
Yeah. Now to our Indian squad for Afghanistan. This is the last series we will play before the World Cup. Then after this, the IPL is there. After that, no white ball international cricket is there in the calendar as we know now. Next one, the only World Cup. So I think they will have a plan on the 16th. They will take to US and Windies. But Rocco is back.
Rocco, Rohit, I'm sort of, it's interesting, and my read is யாருமே இல்லை ஃபார் ஸ்டெபிலிட்டி. நிறைய பேர் மேலே வானத்தை பார்த்தேன், அதுவும் ஸ்கையும் இன்ஜுரி. கீழே பார்த்தா ஹர்திக் பாண்டியா, அவனும் இன்ஜுரி. அதனால மேபி ஃபார் சம் ஸ்டெபிலிட்டி தே brought them back, and maybe it's the last World Cup, சொல்லி maybe they are in contention for spots. I don't think people said after the ODI that maybe Rohit and Kohli will not play 2020. We have the talent pool, but I think they will be in the squad, and there are going to be no major changes is my read.
Yeah. I think they will Rohit will captain for this World Cup also. Kung Fu Pandya on the Kala Adi in the World Cup lender is in rehab. But he got 15 crores or 50% of that in the IPL trade.
money தான்.
And Skyke has got something called sports hernia. That this is a tendon in your leg or hammy that it will catch when you move. So I had one thing in my finger which I had a surgery maybe 4 years ago. it will stick or catch. Can't move on the Murray. So I think KL or some other Indian cricketer had the surgery from some German doctor where they didn't go deep, but something to do with the tendon that you can recover within 3 or 4 weeks. And he is going to have that surgery. Whether he plays IPL or not, I think he is a must for the World Cup. Yeah.
I mean, for 360 player, there's a recent article from Nasir Hussain where he was talking about how Skyo's mindset and the way he approaches the game. He's totally a freak, right, for 2020. And he proved it we spoke about in the previous episode when he captained the side and how he played is critical for India. We have the talent pool to bring in, but somebody who's been consistent in this format of the game is good. Obviously, he has to figure out a way of translating the 2020 to ODI, but that's not a worry for now. With IPL and 2020 World Cup coming, that's probably the focus for sure. Say, before we end out the core sessions here, we should definitely do a shout out to Mohammad Shami and the Arjuna Award. Right? Shami.
Shami will put Arjuna Mari. So great. I'm very, very happy for Shami. What a player for India across the spectrum and for last decade, and he's gone through so much in personal life and fitness or whatever. I saw a recent interview of his where he said last World Cup, when our 2011 World Cup, he was injured, and Tony and the doctor came and said, you have two choices. One, you can go for a surgery now, but the team needs you. We will support you in your pain relief, okay, but 80% of the World Cup you have to have a surgery. I think one of the World Cups, I think 2011 or 2015, I don't remember.
Must be
15, yeah. So he said, I will play if you guarantee that you will not drop me off the tournament because of this injury. So Tony said, I guarantee it. So he said, after every match, the team will go to the hotel. He will go to the hospital. So 2 injections to remove the fluid from his knee. And he said 50 ml or something they will remove, and then they will inject the steroid for the knee to become all right. So he said, I played with the pain, but I wanted a guarantee on the money. So we don't know much about every cricketer's injury or whatever. We only watch it outside, but quote, I think.
Yeah, definitely warrior of the game, and what he has done for India. Even in the recent World Cup, we saw, right, when he came back, clearly it was a different team. Pace attack went to the next gear. So I'm also very happy for him to be acknowledged and getting this award. Gilli Padatla Arjuna Villinu Padu Pandi. It's good that Shami is getting that, and that is great to watch.
So we will touch about now women's cricket a bit. Over to you, Rama. What happened in the Indian women versus Australian women series?
In the last episode, we said, hey, vandutangada, women are doing well, it's great. Ana, konjam dharmadi of Indian men is translating over to the women's side as well. So I think both the ODI series as well as the 2020 series, it is a bummer that they lost to Australia, right? The way it has sort of gone is not ideal. I think it is also a drubbing in ODI, right?
It was 3-0 and one ODI, they scored 340 and we were 140 or whatever.
Correct. So I think it looks like Smriti Mandana had a overall good series, but otherwise it is Dharmadi. But all that we can say is things happen, right? They have still played well. So இதெல்லாம் விட்டுட்டு சும்மா நம்ம பிகில் படம் மாதிரி they got to just step up like number. Maybe we should put Vijay as the coach of the women's cricket team.
Good morning, coach. Sattama. Good morning, coach. Good morning, coach.
பிகில்ல வந்து சாக்கரை ஜெயிக்க வச்ச மாதிரி இங்க கிரிக்கெட் ரியல் லைஃப்ல ஜெயிக்க வைக்க முடியுமோ என்னமோ தெரியல. But I think it's okay. Australia is always a big contender and they'll probably come back. So.
We spoke about the fitness the Aussies have. That is for sure 20 to 30% extra. So, yeah, we will watch what happens in the WPL starting soon.
Yep.
And I think the T20 was closer than the one day, but they won it. Australia won it, and they are very, very difficult to beat in the women's cricket across last decade. So, but we are getting there. So,
Yep.
no problem. And to wrap this episode, we will talk about Ranji cricket and what happened in the Kasamasa segment.
Yeah.
There was a game between Bombay or Mumbai and BR. And Mumbai team was warming up for the game, and then they saw two teams warming up. So two teams from BR came and said, we are BR team. One was sent by the ex-secretary of the BR association, and one was sent by the current president of the BR association. So there was argument or debate who's the actual team who is going to play. Then I think calls were made and the BR current president said, I am the current president. That is the team you have to play. Typical BR.
Yeah. Lallu Prasad Yadav. I am Lallu's team Madri. What is happening, right? It is interesting. But,
and there was a 12-year-old who made his first class debut in Ranji. I think he is now the youngest first class debut in India from BR.
Yeah, I think you mentioned, right, Vaibhav Suryavanshi. Hindi padam Suryavanshi padam மாரின்னு இருக்கு பேரு. I hope it's really a 12-year-old. நம்ம சொல்லிட்டு இருந்தோமே, இல்லாட்டி maybe they got some birth certificate help from across the border there. So,
Bob, I remember Bob caught saying, if Afridi is 17, I am 35.
Actually, 12 reminds me of this guy called Hassan Raza from Pakistan who came at
but it is international debut at 14.
Yeah. And then obviously Sachin was also very young, but Sachin, பார்த்தாலே பையன் வந்து அப்படியே குழந்தை மூஞ்சியோட தான் இருந்தான். இப்பவும் அப்படிதான் வச்சுக்கோ. ஆனா it reminds me of this இந்த சத்யராஜ் படத்துல வந்து ஒரு டைரக்டர் வந்து பிட்ச் பண்ணிட்டு இருப்பான். சத்யராஜுக்கு பஞ்சம் ஒரு கதையா சொல்லிட்டு இருப்பான். லாஸ்ட்ல ஒரு கதை சொல்லுவான். சார் வந்து ஒரு பிறந்த குழந்தை ஒண்ணு இருக்கு சார் அப்படின்னு சொல்லிட்டு அந்த குழந்தையே நீங்க தான் சார்னு சொல்லுவான்.
அந்த குழந்தையே நீங்க தான் சார்.
அந்த மாதிரி இந்த பசங்களோட hopefully the ages hold, but anyway I think talent is talent. India's have a bunch of these things. So Vaibhav, wherever you are, good luck. Hopefully one day we'll see you. If you play really well, come down to the south, come down south and we'll make you the next star at CSK. Yeah.
So that is the wrap for this episode. Please like, subscribe and share this video. Take care, and then we will see you next week with more international cricket or Kasamasa in cricket. So see you and take care.
Bye.